Yay Networks.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast.
We are in our new studio. Just kidding. We are in LA right now, literally in LAX Marriott Airport, to be exact. Our background is literally the runway. Everyone's leaving right now. I don't know where they're going, but we're currently here. We are about to head home tomorrow. When you see this, we're obviously already home. But anyways, that's why we look like this. And that's why the background looks like this, because we're here.
Damn, babe. You good? Are you trying to finish your essay or something? Guys, we're just at the LA airport filming a podcast because they're due Monday afternoons. Today's Monday, so we got to get that turned in. But anyways, guys, happy freaking Friday. We love you. Hopefully you had a good week. Most of you started school and potentially your work this week. So hopefully it's going good, you know, college, high school. If you're an elementary kid listening to this, you're on the right path, buddy.
We are so excited for these upcoming months, but I did want to say thank you to everybody that wished me a happy birthday. I was going to say that I did have a very good week, honestly. It has been so amazing. This birthday, you know, the more that I grow up or grow older, I realize that every birthday gets more calmer. Don't you think?
Nah, I think it's just because you have a kid.
Aww.
Because I remember before Franco, I was like, because I don't really like parties or my birthday. You guys know this already. But I was like, my 25th birthday, it's like half of 50. It's going to be a rager. It's going to be a banger. I'm going to like rant this and that and have a party and invite all my friends. And it's just, you know, you have kids and your mind changes and your body changes quicker. So I was like, yeah. So maybe when Franco and our lives become more stable, like, you know, we have a house, Franco's old, then maybe like our birthdays can go back to being like, all right, we're gonna go to freaking Miami, you know?
Oh, true. When he's older. But yeah, I feel like right now we're just at the stage where we want to do everything with him. So we do things catered to him. But also, I love going to the fair. Every year the fair comes around my birthday. So I love spending my birthday at the fair and getting on rides. So it was so fun. But I think every year Jonathan asks me, like, what do you want for your birthday? Or tell me what you want. Hint at me. And this year I was like, I don't even know what I want for my birthday. And usually I like to travel and I like to do things, but this year I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go anywhere. I just wanted to spend it with our family until literally July 18th. I see that Gymshark is having an event here in California, and just a couple months ago they had an event in Manchester, and it was just Lift Manchester, and they were doing Lift LA. And the only reason I say that is because Whitney Simmons, she's my favorite fitness influencer and my favorite influencer, period. Like, I just love her so much. And it's always been a dream of mine to meet her. And that was going to be a thing here at the Gymshark event. It was a meet and greet with all the athletes, and Whitney Simmons was one of the athletes that they were bringing. So I was like, you know what? I want to do this. And what is insane about it is that the tickets were free. You had to have a ticket to go to the event, but they were free. So you literally, like, all we had to do is obviously travel down here and do it. But I was so happy. I was like, the tickets are free. I'm going to get to meet Whitney. And it was a win-win for me. So we fly in, right? The event is August 13th. So there was one August 12th, one August 13th. I wanted to spend my birthday with my family. So August 13th, fly in, 9:45. We get to the hotel. There's no early check-in options and there's no rooms available. So we had to literally get ready in the lobby bathroom, which has the worst lighting, has really loud music playing all the time, has people going in and out of it. And I was just like, how am I gonna get ready to see Whitney Simmons like this? So anyways, we get ready in the bathroom and we have to like leave our bags with the, what are they called? Bellman? Mm-hmm. And we take an Uber down to Santa Monica where the event was. And guys, it was so beautiful. I don't know, like, you guys saw how we kind of talked smack about Alpha Land, and just like Alpha Elite and Gymshark are one of the biggest gym companies that I know, like gym wear, and I've always geared towards Gymshark because of Whitney Simmons. But even just like, I don't know, their vibe, Alpha Elite gives me like, how would you say it in the best way? like, I don't know, not the vibes. Gymshark gives me the vibes. So we get
Christian,
there.
if you're watching this, I'm not talking shit about
Oh
you.
yeah,
My wife is.
we're not talking shit about Kirsten. We're not even talking shit about the brand. It's just the vibes that we get. So we get to the event. It's beautiful. And we go like towards the meet and greet lines. And I'm like, holy shit, is that the line for Whitney? So by the grace of God, right, we meet someone that follows us there. And her name on Instagram is Brown Girl Gains. Thank you. Shout out to you. If it wasn't for you, I would have not met Whitney Simmons. So we meet her and she's like, oh yeah, like I've been in line for 40 minutes already and we're just waiting for Whitney. This whole line is for Whitney. I was like, okay. I was like, I'm gonna go. We're kind of looking for a smoothie because we were super hungry. So I was like, I'm gonna go look for a smoothie and then come back in line. She's like, okay. So yeah, we took a picture, we talked a little bit, and then we left. We came back like 5 minutes later. And there I am, like, standing in line. The line was long as hell. So Jonathan's like, oh, I'm going to go and, like, where'd you go to? Oh, you said hi to Max Tuning. How was that, babe?
It was fun. Keep going with your story, babe.
Oh.
We're going to derail.
What?
You're going to derail from your story. We're going to get confused.
Anyways, we're in line. We were already in line for, like, I would say close to an hour. And then the guy comes up and he's like, they just cut the line off, so... like, that's it. And then we're like, what do you mean? He's like, well, that's it. And they're like, so do we still wait? He's like, well, you can wait, but like for what, you know? So Jonathan's like, so there's no way we can meet Whitney Simmons. He's like, no, they cut the line off. And I was in shock. I was like, what the hell am I gonna do? So I just start kind of like problem solving in my head. Had no idea what to do. So Jonathan was like, literally the only thing you're gonna be able to do is cut. And I was like, fudge, like, I am the worst. I like to follow the rules, and cutting is probably my worst nightmare. But I like walk a little bit to the side and I see Whitney, right? And I'm like, dude, there's no way I flew in for this event and I'm not going to get to meet her. So by the grace of God, the girls that follow us, they were like in kind of a little bit towards the end, so not right at the front. So I was like, dude, can you please let me cut you? She's like, yeah, of course. Like, just jump over the ropes. I was like, okay. So I was like, Moya said, Mensa, I'm going to go take a picture of Whitney, pretend, whatever. And then I'm just going to come back in and pretend that you were saving my spot. And she's like, okay, yeah, good idea. So yeah, I went, took a picture of Whitney, and I came back and I was just like talking to her, and I jumped the ropes all gracefully. And literally that was it, guys. We waited in line for like another hour, probably an hour and a half. I got to meet Whitney, the best person ever. I got to meet more Gymshark athletes. And honestly, it was just overall a great experience, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, babe. Yeah, thanks for giving me credit. You know, I really appreciate when you give me credit. Because if I wasn't there, guys, Blanca would have not met Whitney.
Yeah.
I pushed her. I was like, go, the girls are in front, you know, cut them. Like, they're super nice. Like, fuck it. If people get mad, then whatever, you know. Like, you came from Colorado. Yeah. And, yeah. But if you were by yourself, because if I would have stayed with Franco, guys, she would be like, I didn't meet Whitney.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, it was just, I don't know, like, I know the people there were just doing their job, but they were very like, come on, let's go. But they were like, I don't even know how to explain it, but in a sense, they were trying to cut the line earlier than they should have. I kept telling the girls, like, the meet and greet is supposed to end at 1, and they cut the line at 12. And they were just like, in 30 minutes, like, they're going to leave. But obviously, knowing Whitney, in my heart, I was like, she is not going to let all of these people down. Like, she is going to do whatever it takes to meet every single one of. And she did. Literally gave everybody the same energy from the first person that met her to the last person that met her. She had a full-on conversation with me. And the girl that was taking pictures, okay, first of all, I told Jonathan, babe, but I trained him, girl. I was like, okay, babe, this is the angle I want. You're going to record when I go hug her, and then you're going to change it to picture, and then you're going to take the pictures. Don't cut off my shoes, whatever. And Jonathan's like, oh, yeah, let's go, babe. Let's do it. And then we get there, and Jonathan's like literally already recording. We have this on camera. And then the girl's like, oh, I'll take the picture. And Jonathan's like, oh, I can take it. No, I'll take it. So she literally takes the phone from him, records it, and then takes pictures, cuts my legs off. But regardless, the pictures came out really good. But the girl was like, okay, like, let's go, let's take pictures, let's go. And Whitney was not budging. Like, she was just having a conversation with me, and I was like, I'm scared. And she's like, don't be scared, like, just talk to me. And I was like, what the hell? I don't know. She exceeded my expectations, honestly. Like, I will never ever forget meeting Whitney Simmons. But yeah, so that was basically the gist of my birthday. That's what I ended up wanting. And so we made this little birthday trip, which was super fun. And yeah, we're in California and we love it. Honestly, we feel like it's always cloudy here when we land. And Jonathan just came up with a realization today, babe. What did you say?
I said that I don't think it's cloudy. I think you guys just have a lot of pollution.
And you know what I was thinking? That every single time I say that, people are like, oh, yeah, it gets cloudier towards downtown because that's where most of the pollution is. I was like, that's a very good observation.
Because when we go with Lulu, yeah, it rains sometimes, but it's sunny.
Yeah, it's really pretty. So it's crazy.
Not saying that Lulu doesn't live. Oh, yeah, exposing where she lives. She lives pretty far from like downtown LA. So
yeah.
Maybe it is the pollution because when I came to watch Santos and I stayed across the street over there, went to visit them across the street, it was really cloudy too.
Yeah,
but it wasn't like raining.
Because every time we come, every single time, it's cloudy like this.
Man. And every single time we come, like I already had this pimple, but I'm already breaking out. Like when you can feel like under your skin when you're about to break out and it hurts. That's how I feel right now. My face is greasy. LA is like not the vibes.
It like makes us feel icky.
Yeah, like we're sticky.
Yeah.
I don't know. But you guys are cool regardless. Yeah. We love LA for the vibes, the food, the people here, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's because we live somewhere where we've had clean oxygen all our life. Yeah, so maybe our bodies are like, oh, this is too much, but yeah, babe.
Oh.
Sorry.
Also, okay, so after the Gymshark event, we went to visit Stacy and Denny. And tell me why. I know Porto's is very, very popular here in California, and we've never tried it, right? Ever. And
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, I always see on TikTok like, oh, the sandwiches are so good, the pastries, whatever. And I saw that Stacy had gone to Arizona recently and she took her cousin Porto's. And I was like, in the back of my mind, I was like, oh my God, I hope she has some left so I can try it. So we get there, we're mingling, we have dinner. I meet the cutest baby, SJ. He is so precious. And Stacy and Denny are killing the parent life, honestly. I was like in awe watching them talk and just like getting all the deets about their labor and delivery. And then, yeah, towards the end, we're about to head out. And she's like, oh, wait, I have something for you. Just close your eyes. And she comes out with the Porto's Tres Leches cake.
Shush.
And 25 birthday candles, and she's singing happy birthday to me. I'm like, oh my God, this is so sweet. Honestly, I love sweets and cake, and Tres Leches is just amazing. She comes, she gives it to me. We cut it. Best cake I've ever had. Honestly, like the frosting wasn't sweet. It was just delicious. And then she gave us more pastry items, and I don't know. Porto's, whoever hypes you up, it's true. Damn, Porto's is worth the hype. Yeah.
I'm not much of a cake fan, guys. I always leave the whipped cream because it's too much sugar, but I found myself licking it because I was like, you know what? It's kind of like milky. It's not sweet, like artificial. It's like milk.
It was like homemade frosting. Yeah. Like it wasn't like, I don't know.
So
it was
10 out of
so
10
good.
recommend Porto's.
Yes. Get birthday cakes from there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm so happy for you, babe. You finally crossed something out your bucket list. It's so funny how there's like a chain of like influencers, right? Like the girls that we met and then that we met at that event and that we met today and damn. And the girls we've met, like, let's say at the meet and greet in Houston, in general, when they meet you, they're so excited and like they're almost crying and like we're like, no, don't cry. Or we're like, why are they like, they're so emotional to meet us. Like, we don't think we're anything special. We're just two people that record our life and put it on your phone,
Yeah.
But they get so emotional and so happy. And then I was like, oh, what, that's funny or whatever. And then Blanca, she's like, babe, I'm going to cry. I'm going to freaking cry because we were online to meet Whitney. And I was like, babe, if you cry, that's going to be so embarrassing. Like, why are you going to cry? Like, everyone's going to see you and your makeup's going to smudge. And I was like, you better not cry, babe, because I'll walk away. Like, I was so embarrassed. But she was feeling, and she was like this with Whitney. And then I'm assuming like Whitney would probably feel like that with like, I don't know, like Taylor Swift.
Yes, that's her favorite artist. So she would dive.
And then her. Taylor Swift, I don't know, maybe it ends there, but like maybe like
Taylor Swift had the impact that the Super Bowl did on Tampa.
What?
Like her tour.
What do you mean?
Her concert in Tampa had the impact that the Super Bowl did.
I don't get it. Like the people,
like the financial impact.
Like in Tampa.
Yeah, and like she brought people to Tampa, and it says that she's bringing up cities. What's it called?
I heard that like. There's as much people in the parking lots of these things listening to it outside.
Really?
Like, that's why the videos I've seen on TikTok.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was that big.
I didn't either, babe, but she's
like more like a
nostalgic?
right? Like,
no.
if like Justin Bieber. He hasn't made any bangers
No,
recently, but
exactly. But because Taylor Swift's music now is just as good as the music back then.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Justin Bieber, like, he hasn't...
Bieber? Justin Bieber doesn't have the same, like, I don't like his music now. I don't think
Justin
hits the
Bieber
same.
would influence as much as Taylor Swift if he went on concert.
On concert.
Yeah, but she's I mean, maybe not, because Drake's touring right now. You don't hear anything crazy about that. But yeah, even like grown men, like the podcast I listen to, like Joe Rogan, he's like, yeah, dude, Taylor Swift's the best. Like, blah blah blah. Like, he takes his daughters and stuff like that.
You know, she like she made 300. She is said to make $360 something million off this tour, and she says that 100 of those 100 million goes towards people like that work for her.
Yeah,
catering and employees.
She's
and all
paying
that.
like her workers like more than any
like
other.
100K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Insane?
That's really nice of her.
Yeah, she's amazing. So yeah, literally, like, I don't know what took over me, guys.
What do you call them?
Swifties.
Oh my god, I literally off my head.
I don't know what took over me, but when I got in line and I saw her like from a distance, I already had tears in my eyes. And I was like, how am I going to hold back? So it helped that I was there for like 2.5 hours, because if not, I would have cried.
Yeah.
And I've only felt like this towards two people, and it's Whitney Simmons and Kristen Johns. When we met Kristen Johns, it was the same. She was amazing, down to earth, perfect. And if I could compare them both, they have the same energy. And I am so happy that they're my favorite influencers. You know, like, meeting them just made it that much better. So yeah, when people like get emotional towards me, I'm like, oh shit, like that's how I feel towards Whitney. You know, like it's an intense feeling for someone that you don't personally know, you know, but like someone that influenced my fitness career, someone that to this day I still use her fitness app and I always recommend it. And she like told me a secret, so let me in on the little things. So, you know, like, it was insane just meeting her. So I could talk about it for hours, honestly, but it was just such a good time.
Guys, you want to know my favorite part about the event? And this is spilling some tea. So basically, it was a Gymshark event, but not really. It was more of a meet and greet for Whitney Simmons. Like, there were so many. Like, let me let you on a little secret, right? There were a lot of like really famous influencers there, guys. I'm talking millions and millions on TikTok, right? Mostly TikTokers and like OG YouTubers and like really big influencers, you know, that on their own, I'm sure they could have their own meet and greets and their own poll, right? But since everyone there was just like there for Whitney, you could just tell, right? They were walking around, like these other influencers were walking around y nadie los estaba pelando. Like, we're talking people. I saw this guy, his name's Nate, I think. He has 6.6 million followers on TikTok, and he was standing by himself. Like, no one was talking to him. No one was asking him for a picture. And I barely recognize him because I've seen him on my For You page a lot. He's currently trying to break the pull-up record in the world. Which is crazy to say, right? The pull-up record. I think David Goggins actually has that record. Mm-hmm. And he was just there. Like, no one was asking for a picture. Max Tuning, the guy I took a picture with, he's an OG. He's been doing YouTube for 10 years. He's the owner of Sour Strips Candy, guys. If you guys have seen Sour Strips in your local gym, at Target or whatever, he's the owner of that company. And no one was asking him for a picture either. So many fitness influencers just standing there, like, mingling. And I was like, wow, like, this event hopefully, like, really, not like hopefully, and I don't wish them anything bad, but I can tell that their personality on TikTok can sometimes come off a little like rude or strong, or they think they're the shit. So I'm assuming Whitney and this event really humbled them, because they're like, oh shit, like, you know, like, we're not there yet, or like, wow, like, I just hope it humbled them in a positive way, because that event really put everything to perspective. Like, people that, like, if I saw them in the streets, I would be like, oh shit, that's blah blah. He was just standing there like by himself, and no one was like, people were walking past him. It's not like they were like in a secluded area. So I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. And then yeah, that was my favorite part.
Yeah, and it was kind of crazy because there was like a line of Gymshark athletes for the meet and greet. So it was Whitney, and then there was 1, 2, 3, 4 more Gymshark athletes there, and a couple of them were like getting pictures with others. And so the girl brown girl gains, we were talking, and they're like, she's like, I feel so bad for them, like people aren't going up for pictures with them. And I was looking at them, right, and I was just studying their body language and just studying them in general. And I was like, well, do you think that maybe they're mean or like they're rude? And then she's like, oh, I don't know, like she's like, good question. I was like, yeah. I was like, maybe like because they're rude or mean, like people don't really like them for their personality, it's just for the content they make. She's like, oh, that's like a good observation. So then someone comes up to us and they're like, oh, are you guys just here for Whitney? And then my friend that I made in line, she was like, oh, I would love to meet her too. And then she's like, okay, well, you can come meet her and then come back in line for Whitney. So she goes and takes pictures with, I think, 3 of the other girls, and she comes back and she's like, I think you're right. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I think that they are mean. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah. So I went up to her, and she was very like not wanting a conversation. It was just like a high picture and then go. And then she's like, and then I asked her like, oh, like how are you doing? Are you having a good time? And she's like, oh, I'm kind of tired. And I was like, oh my God, like that's not what you tell someone that's been in line for like 3 hours,
3
you know,
hours just
or someone that follows you on Instagram or follows you on TikTok for the content that you make. So that was like very into perspective for me, because I'm like, if that's the energy they have towards the people that ask them for pictures, then maybe there's a reason a lot of people aren't going up to them. And yeah, sure enough, I go up to Whitney Simmons, and it's like insane. Like you know how they say never meet your role models because you don't want to like get a bad, like the ick for them. Hell no, dude. If anything, I fell more in love with Whitney. Honestly, she is just amazing. And the rest of the girls that I met too, the KK twins, Brittany Lupton and Libby Christensen, amazing girls, you know. So yeah, I was like, sometimes you just have to, like, even if you're up there with so many followers, like that is just a number. Just treat people like people, you know, and don't think that just because you're up there, it makes you like, it gives you the right to be like, oh, well, I'm tired. Like, oh, I don't want to conversate because I'm like over it, you know? So yeah, that was my observation. So when Jonathan was saying like, oh yeah, nobody is like, nobody knows who they are. It's like, well, maybe it's because of the persona that they carry, the way that they act towards other people, you know?
Yeah.
So that put it into perspective for us too. So I'm like, always be kind. You never know when you're going to go to an event. No one's going to recognize you.
Yeah. Thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this week's episode.
Fall is right around the corner, and HelloFresh is here to help you plan for the busy season ahead with tasty dishes delivered to your door. Simply choose your recipes and pick your delivery date, then lay back and enjoy the last days of summer knowing dinner is covered.
Banish the end of summer blues with HelloFresh. No need to stress about how you'll handle it all this fall, because HelloFresh takes care of the meal planning and delivers pre-portioned ingredients right to your home. So whipping up a homemade meal is a cinch.
When life gets busy, don't call for delivery. Get HelloFresh. It's 25% cheaper than takeout and less expensive than grocery shopping too. Just choose your recipes and receive fresh, pre-portioned ingredients so you can get cooking quick.
I love HelloFresh because someone like me who doesn't know a thing about cooking can still follow a step-by-step instructions and get the best tasting meal.
And I love HelloFresh because it does the thinking for us. On the recipe cards, it literally shows you pictures of the step-by-step instructions so you cannot mess it up.
Go to HelloFresh.com/50spillthebeans and use code 50spillthebeans for 50% off plus free shipping.
That's HelloFresh.com/50spillthebeans and use code 50spillthebeans for 50% off plus free shipping.
HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. But I saw so many TikTokers. It was cool. Like, you just see them on your For You page, and then all of a sudden,
they're there.
Like, it was so funny when we're leaving. There was this guy that was walking in, and I always see him on my For You, because my For You is like gym stuff, and he's like basically like what do you call those, like guys that are like super good looking and girls just follow them for that? Like, I don't know, like a meat grab? What do you call them?
Meat grab?
Like, I don't know, like your TikTok husband.
Thirst trap?
A thirst trap. There we go. And he was walking in, and I was like, oh, damn, like, he is really good looking. Like, I see why girl. And then the girl that was, I had previously seen her standing. I think she was a Gymshark athlete. She was also like, como que she wanted to talk to him, but she was like really nervous. I don't know. I picked it up because we were like crossing them.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like I see this guy on my For You all the time, and he's standing in front of me. And then like that Nate guy, he's really nice on TikTok. I didn't mean like hopefully he got humbled in that way. I just noticed that, wow, like 6.6 million, and you know, you're here chilling by yourself. Like, It's crazy. But anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed our rant about that. We have so many advice DMs in the DMs because every time we guys tell you to like keep them short or send or remind you, you guys didn't send so many. So we're so happy to read those and get right into them.
Let's go, baby. Guys, the hotel that we're at has a lounge and they have the best Chex Mix up there. So Jonathan, literally, we just go up there and fill these plastic cups with Chex Mix and come down and we literally finish them. But
We forgot to shout out Mando.
Oh my God.
Yeah, babe. I thought you were going to say that.
I know. What the hell? Tell them.
Yeah, babe, your brain's all over the place. Yeah, guys, shout out to Mando. Mando knows everyone and their mom in this world. He has a connection, a hookup for anything you might need in this world. I mean, Mando just knows everyone because he is very outgoing and can have a conversation with anyone.
He's social.
He's
a
at
social
the bar,
butterfly.
he talks. He's in the elevator, he talks. Like, that's what I noticed about him, and that's what I wish I could do as well. But I'm just like, I don't know, like, I don't like meeting like that many like strangers, because what if you meet the wrong one and then they're like, oh shit, you're kind of like cool, I'm gonna follow you home and kill you, you know? So
what the hell? So yeah, shout out to Lily and Mando. Mando got us the upgrade here at the hotel, which is how we got access to the lounge. And then we get home yesterday, get to the hotel, and they have macaroons, chocolate covered strawberries, two of my favorite desserts, and champagne waiting for us for my birthday. Shout out to you guys. We love you so much. And go shop Guady's Brown right now.
Go shop Guady's right now.
Use
I think they're having
please.
a sale for their kids collection. So you have a kid, go put that shit on him right now, or he's gonna not be, or he's not gonna do good in school. Okay, if you don't buy Shop Guady's the youth collection, your kid will fail preschool. Okay,
not preschool.
Just kidding. Okay, let's start off with this one. Hey, Blanca and Jonathan, I recently went through a situation with my husband. I opened his Instagram to look up something, and to my surprise, I found a search history of a thirst trap Insta model. It caught me by surprise because I wasn't even suspicious about him looking at other girls. What hurt me is that the girl he was looking at is skinny with big boobs and a big butt. I'm currently on a weight loss journey, and I'm a little insecure about my boobs since they have gotten smaller. When I confronted him about it, he said it wasn't him. Then he said that he never followed her. I explained to him that it was on his search history and that there was no way it would magically pop up. He later stated he saw a truck page tag the girl on a post that had a truck, basically thirst trap. Then he apologized.
I'm very big into you have to communicate, right? And tell him that you don't want him to do this. So basically, like, my thing is, if this is the first time that you found something like this, and obviously you already communicated to him that you don't feel comfortable, that you feel insecure because you're on a weight loss journey, and also put into perspective, like, how would you feel if I was following guys that only post their abs and like naked pictures, you know? And I think that it's always communication, because maybe he wasn't following her, but he still went out of his way to search her up, and that obviously hurts. So if it's the first time that he did it and you brought it up to his attention, maybe he got a little defensive and scared. He first denied it, and then he was like, well, actually, this truck page posted her, and then I searched her up. He didn't follow her. So as long as you already communicated that to him and he apologized, and it was like a good, like, hey, babe, like, I'm sorry. It was just out of curiosity. I wanted to see maybe if she owned the truck or something, you know, then it makes sense. And I would say just, like, have that, like, conversation with him often, you know, like, I don't want you following other girls, which is, I feel like, don't you think that's common sense, or are we just different?
No, what, following girls?
Yeah, like following like naked girls, or like people that only post naked pictures. Do you think that's common sense?
Oh yeah, that's common sense in a relationship. Like, if you're like barely talking, no, don't expect the guy right away to unfollow girls, right? But like, if you're married or in a relationship for a long time, then yeah, like, there's no need for that anymore, you know, like, no need whatsoever. So
yeah, that's just
temptation.
Yeah, that's lust
that you don't need.
Like, they're lusting on these people that they don't even know, you know. So.
But yeah, I think Blanca explained it perfectly. Maybe there was foul intention with, like, him, you know, maybe, ¿cómo se dice? He became vulnerable, you know. But if it's honestly his first time, and you know, it's okay to check him, be like, hey, just because it's your first time, it's not okay, blah, blah, blah. Like, but, you know,
that's your first and last time, period.
Yeah.
All right.
But, like, you know, just have communication and be like, you know, what's going on? And if honestly he did think it was the guy's truck, girl's truck, or whatever, then, you know, don't blow it out of proportion either, because guys do. We can catch the ick if we keep getting like what's it called? Like confronted over stupid shit. Like if you're gonna keep coming about you being jealous and I'm not doing jack crap, then I do like someone could be like me. Like if Blanca accused me every day of cheating, I'll be like, what are you doing? Or like this is kind of annoying. Like, you know, like let me play Stick Wars on my phone. Like
not Stick Wars. Okay. Hi, Blanca and Jonathan. I need advice. My boyfriend left me after 2 years because of my overthinking. I would always assume stuff when he would never give me a reason to. He would always tell me how stressful a relationship was. And now that he finally left, I realized how toxic I was. I try to apologize, but he says he's over it and doesn't want to be in a relationship anymore. Whoa. Oh, who does this sound like?
What did I just talk about? You screenshotted it?
I tried to, but I couldn't.
Oh,
well, out of experience, my boy, what would you say?
Experience?
Yeah, Mr. Overthinker.
Oh, I thought you were saying that because I literally just talked about if you keep accusing people.
But it's like both ways. Like,
what?
If you're an overthinker and then the ick that you get.
Oh, so you're saying like I kept accusing you?
No, you wouldn't accuse me of anything. You were an overthinker. But it's like you said, like if you overthink and if you're not able to control that because they're not giving you a reason to, then that's when obviously someone's going to get tired, you know? But if you're overthinking and you just want reassurance and be like, hey.
Yeah, I always tell Blanca, like, I don't know if sometimes she jokes around, you know, she wants to be a little toxica, but I'll right away tell her, like, that's not cute. Like, you're not being cute, you know, like, and or like, I know she's playing most of the time, but I'll be like, no, that's not cute. And I'm sure that your boyfriend was like, you know, this overthink, or your ex was like, yo, that's not cute. And you thought like I don't know what girls think, like them being like that sometimes is like, oh, maybe that's what he wants. And he's like, no, like sometimes like if he's saying to stop, catch on, dude. Like you shouldn't be reflecting your insecurities on someone else, because at the end of the day, he was probably just trying to have a cool, chill relationship. And I'm not bashing you, girl. You know, therapy could really be used in my personal experience with overthinking. So reach out for help, reach out to just anyone that maybe hasn't had the same experience as you, and get some help, because you don't want to, maybe that guy wasn't for you, right? He wasn't in your plans, but maybe the guy next is, you know, and you don't want to push that guy away either. So
yeah, so right now, instead of like saying, oh, I miss him and I want him, he already told you like he doesn't want to be in the relationship anymore. So this time it's just time for you to check yourself and talk to someone and see why you're so insecure and see what traumas you have, obviously being in a relationship, and then you'll be ready for the next one in a couple of years or months, you know. So don't rush into anything and don't try to get him back because he already said no. So just work on yourself.
Okay. I love your podcast and hope you can help me relationship advice. My man and I have been together for almost 6 years now. I'm 21. Bruh, freaking 15, damn.
Bro, that's literally us.
I know, but that seems like a long time. But lately, I felt like he's falling out of love for me. On our bad days, se pone weird. Doesn't pay attention to me. Todo lo que hago lo molesta. When we argue, he says he doesn't care about us no more. He'll get home tired from work. I get it. Says he's too tired to cuddle or even give me a kiss goodnight. I try so hard to keep our relationship good. We have a 2-year-old and I want our baby to grow up in a loving family. He's an amazing dad, and on our good days, he shows me he loves me like no other. I've gone out my way to beg for us to fix things even when he's in the wrong. If he says something mean to me, he doesn't ever apologize to me. It's like he doesn't care about my feelings. Without any more context, am I crazy? Does every couple go through these types of things, or is the love of my life really giving up on me?
Oh, that's so sad.
That's so sad.
What the heck?
Damn. Well, that's tough, girl, because my first, while I'm reading these, I'm already thinking of the answer, right? I'm trying to help you. And the only thing coming to my head right now is probably just maybe there's some sort of misidentification of love language, perhaps. That's the only solution I can propose. Let's say that you think you're loving him, and maybe all these years he's just fed up that you're not loving him properly, or he doesn't feel loved and appreciated the way that he wants to, right? So the only advice I can give you is really communicate with that. Like, what makes you happy, babe? You know, like, is it physical? Is it when I give you gifts? Is it when I clean the house for you? Is it when I give you alone time? Is it when, you know, unfortunately, I don't want to say it, is it only when we have sex? Like, you like really have a deep conversation with him. And if he's like, you know what, like, now that you say it, like, you don't ever spend quality time with the things I want to do. Because I remember that was an issue with Blanca. I was like, you only want to go to bailes, you only want to go to influencer trips, but you don't want to do things I want to do. You know, you don't want to go to football games, you don't want to go camping, you don't want to go snowboarding. So when Blanca was like, oh shit, you know, that's true, and she started doing these things with me, I was like, oh shit, like I'm more in love with her now, and you feel appreciated, you know. So really, that's my only solution. Hopefully that's not the case, girl, and that could probably fix it. But if he's really falling out of love with you, then that sucks, because, you know, Blanca and I are going on 10 years and I just love her with all my heart.
Oh, you want to kiss?
Cringe.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. Honestly, I think that this is just communication, because you guys have been together for 6 years. You have a son, and bad days can just be bad days, you know? But I also don't think that because he's in the wrong that you have to go and like try to make things better. You have to, like, even if you're going to apologize to him and try to like fix things, you have to be like, what you said really hurt me, but I am willing to put it behind us because I want to know what's really wrong. Like, what's really going on? Why are you acting like this? And yeah, just do a little bit of reflection on the relationship with him. Be like, hey, has something changed? Did I stop doing something? Did I start doing something you don't like? What can I do to put more effort into the relationship? What can I do to make your life easier? Like, you know, just kind of come at him in the understanding way instead of the defensive way. Like, are you falling out of love with me, you know? Because maybe he's not, because usually when people fall out of love with people, they don't really have good days. They just have like blah days, you know, where they just kind of coexist together. So
roommates. Yeah,
kind of just go and hit it through the understanding way and tell him like, you know, I love you so much and I would love for you to tell me what I can do to like make this better. And yeah, it's basically just a lot of communication. Literally, we were in the Uber with a guy that has been married for 20 years.
Yeah.
And that's what he told us. He's like, the best thing I can say is to have good and healthy communication. And that's going to make your love last forever.
He met his wife and he married her in 10 days.
Yeah.
And I think it's, you know, culture, religion. He's from Egypt. But regardless, they've been together for 20 years. And right now, his kids are on a cruise. And his wife is in Egypt with her family. And he's here chilling, missing them. But he loves them, you know? Like, that was so cool. And I was like, damn, like, you know? So, yeah, definitely communication. And I had a thought, but I forgot about it. It'll come back to me. Yes, this girl understands the assignment. I was like, just keep sending your story. We'll eventually see it. And she sent it 3 times. July 30th, August 1st, and now on Tuesday.
Queen. Okay. So, back like 3 years ago, my boyfriend used to have a drinking problem. He used to drink almost every single day. He used to ditch me and ask me to let him stay at work to drink beer and play cards with his coworkers. That used to convert to friends after clock out hours. I used to drive 30 minutes every day to pick him up at night and drop him off the following morning. This continued for about 1 year or probably even more. One night we had this huge argument because I couldn't find him, and he used to say all these false lies that were obviously not true. So I proceeded to ask him for time, love, and happiness. He responded the following: I can't make you happy. You have to make yourself happy because I'm only in charge of adding that cherry to your happiness. That broke me. All in all, we're still together. Now my question is, Blanca, how would you take that? So Jonathan te dijera eso, and Jonathan, what do you think about this?
Wait, babe, I came back to me.
Okay.
We said this before, but I feel like there's a new viewers and everything. Like, when you have a closet full of phrases, you got to pick them and like throw them when it's necessary. I was just going to say a relationship is like a car. You got to give it maintenance. So, whoa, I just saw something move.
Babe, shut your mouth.
So like, if you think that just by you, like, you only have to do one oil change, like, and that was just you guys starting to date or you got married, and you think that's it. Like, no, you got to continue giving your car maintenance, oil change every 5,000 miles, windshield fluid wiper, you know, all this, clean it, detail it, just like a relationship. So your boyfriend at the beginning probably loved, you know, affection, physical, but now it's something else. So that's another thing.
Yeah, love languages change. So make
but
sure
this
you're
one's
updated.
good, babe. What do you think about this one?
So this one, I'm so sorry, girl, to say this, right? But he's it's half true.
Ooh, perfect, babe. I'm glad we're on the same page.
I say this a lot. When Jonathan and I first started dating, I had no identity. I had no personality. I was just a girl going through life with daddy issues. And I depended all of my emotions, everything on Jonathan. So he was literally my happiness, you know? Nothing made me happy if it wasn't Jonathan. And if he was in a bad mood, I was in a bad mood. And if he was sad, I was sad. And if he was happy, I was happy. So I built so much codependence on him that I gave him that pressure of being like, you're literally my happiness, and I don't know and I don't care what you do, but I'm going to be with you. So that is very toxic because I didn't have happiness outside of him. I didn't know how to be happy on my own. I didn't know how to be happy with my hobbies, going out with friends, doing things for myself. I didn't know how to do that. And that was bad because someone, I don't want to say names, took advantage of that. And that was like when I was vulnerable and he was vulnerable because we were both growing. We were immature 16-year-olds. And so he literally had me wrapped around his finger, guys. He knew that he could do no wrong. Anything he did, I was apologizing for. So I was just codependent on him. I needed him. My life without him made no sense. And knowing that now, you cannot depend your happiness on anybody. If you need somebody to be happy, that is not healthy. And it's true, like in a sense, you do have to make yourself happy. You have to be you have to be happy by yourself, and your spouse just adds to it, you know? You know how there's those people that the spouse like takes all their energy from them and they're amargados? Just like that, like you cannot depend your happiness on someone. Now, if he's using that just as a tactic because he wants to put he wants to get you off his back about drinking and staying with his buddies, that's different, you know?
Okay, yeah. Both of you guys are wrong, and he's wrong because no, he shouldn't be doing that either. You know, drinking every day and staying late from work to drink, and that's bad. If he was like Jonathan, he always wants to play soccer, or he when he gets home he pays attention to me and then he plays video games. Like if it was something healthy, then yes, you would be in all the wrong. But let's get that out of the way. He's also wrong because he shouldn't be doing that. If he can do that when he's single, because when you get married or you are in a serious relationship, you know, you shouldn't be doing that.
That's
maybe
a
like every once in a while.
You
know, Blanca still lets me go to the bars with my friends, but that's once a month, once every 2 months, you know, like every day, like you're saying, or every weekend, that's pretty bad. Now, I'm going to teach you guys something my mom taught me. As many of you guys know, my mom's a therapist. She's the lady in the video, the Vibin documentary. And she taught me that there's active... Your pretzels are way louder than my macaron.
Sorry.
There's active toxicity and passive toxicity. Active is like you yelling all the time, hitting, saying verbal abuse, like verbal. And then there's passive toxicity, passive abuse, which is what I'm sorry to say, girl, what you're doing. When you're passive, you're not actively harming him, but by you like depending on him, like you not having a life outside of him, that's being kind of passive toxic because you're putting this unnecessary pressure on a relationship that it shouldn't have, because you're supposed to have your own hobbies, your own friends, your own life outside of your husband. And more times than not, like till this day, I've seen where people can't have like a normal life because their wife or their girlfriend doesn't let them. And sure, the guy at the beginning will kind of, you know, do what they want. Like, okay, I won't go play soccer. Okay, I won't go hang out with my friends. Okay, I won't go to the bar or my boy's bachelor trip or whatever. But then he gets more and more tired. So yeah, girl, the only thing we can recommend you is to really like have a life outside of yourself. Like, let's say your husband goes back to being, you know, normal, like he's not drinking every night, but he's like, hey babe, like I still want to hang out with my friends or play soccer or do something fun, and that's not bad. Then you should do the same, girl. Like, hey, like girls movie night, or if you don't have friends, go and make some friends, you know, at your local youth group or, you know, your cousins, or do something, because that is called being passive toxic.
Yeah. And now once we talk about drinking a lot and having a drinking problem, that is something that you have to get right away and go into it strong, because alcohol, drugs, any addiction can become really bad. So just tell him literally, like, at the end of the day, it's either me or alcohol, and you're done. Like, you're done drinking. If I'm gonna be driving up and picking you up, or literally like after work, I haven't seen you all day and you still want to hang out with your buddies, like, can you do that once a week but still like come home and have a fun time with me, give me quality time? And just the same, talk about love languages. Tell him that you feel loved if he's spending time with you, and he needs to do more of that, you know? So essentially it's all communication, and finding a life outside of him, because you can't depend.
If we sound like we're defending him, we're not, girl.
No.
Like, this is for your own good as well, because then you fall into that trap that Blanca was in, where like he'll see that, oh shit, I have her wrapped around my finger, all she wants is me, let me treat her like shit. No, whereas opposed to where you have your own life, your own friends, you gotta give a relationship that like missing me time.
Yes.
Like when I go on trips like with the boys, or Blanca does, like when she went to Houston, you come back, and I said that in that podcast that there's that phrase, you don't know what you have until you lose it. You need to feel that in a relationship, but in the positive way. Yeah. Oh, your girlfriend or boyfriend went on a trip. They went to go visit family. Our compadres, Noemi and Luis, Noemi just went to Georgia to visit her family. I'm sure Luis, in a positive way, is missing her right now. As opposed to where you lose someone due to divorce or death, then you're like really not going to get them back. You got to practice that missing feeling in a relationship, no matter how long you've been together. And
you will see a change right away if he's like, oh shit, like she doesn't need me anymore. Like, she's out here going out with her friends. She is spending more time with her family. She's not texting me constantly, asking me when I'm off work. Like, that itself will change him, and he'll be like, oh shit, like, no, like I want to spend time with you. I want to see you, So it's like a domino effect in a positive way. You are finding yourself, you are giving yourself more hobbies and finding happiness within yourself. And then he's going to be like, oh shit, like, okay, like I want to hang out with you. Like, why are you going out to dinner when I'm coming home from work, So yeah, that's really good. Blanca and Jonathan, please help me. I'm 25 years old, married, and have left my parents when I was 10. And have left my parents. When I was 10, my parents got a divorce, and ever since, my mom still asks me about my dad every day, asks about his friends, activities, etc. Like, I'm so done. She even contacts his family just to know how he is when I won't tell her. Please, how do I tell her to stop asking me for information without sounding mean? Thanks, I appreciate y'all very much. Literally.
Wait, so she lives with her dad?
No.
Well, why is she asking her?
Maybe because she sees her dad, because they're divorced.
Oh.
So she's always want to see the updates.
Man, that's sad.
That is so sad.
I mean, obviously your mom still loves him, and
it
looks like your dad obviously doesn't want to be with her.
Yeah, but in the best way, tell her, Mom, you gotta stop asking about him, because it's not gonna make anything better. It's not gonna make you happier. Like, just stop asking about him. Focus on yourself. Talk to her, like, love her, and tell her, like, when you want to talk about him, just call me and ask about my day. Just call me and talk to me about your day. Like, kind of be there for her, because for you, it might be a little annoying. It might be like, dude, they separated 10 years ago, whatever. But for her, it's probably still something that hurts her so deeply, and she needs that, like, connection, and she needs that support from someone. So if you can be of support once a week and, like, take her out, distract her, whatever, like, be that for her, because I feel like that's just really hard, divorcing.
I would straight up lie and be like, Mom, he's banging hella girls. He has a different lady in the house to help her move on.
That's not gonna help her move on. It's gonna hurt her.
Then that way she goes out and dates and gets to meet more people. Be like, honestly, Mom, he's happy. He's banging hella girls, making money. He's the best, ever. You need to do the same, Mom. Like, literally. Because if you're like, sí, también está aquí triste.
No, I'm just saying, don't update her, period. Just be like, stop asking about him.
My way is going to make her get over him quicker.
Quicker, babe. It's been 15 years.
10.
15. She says, my parents left when I was 10 and I'm 25.
Damn. Okay, let's end it right now, because we have a little bit of storage left. Well, I don't know if it's good. I'm just going to open it and read it and hope for the best. Hi guys, my boyfriend and I have been together since January, and we've had a pretty solid relationship. I was in a super toxic relationship before, and this one is so different. However, we've had this conversation where I feel like he doesn't consider me much. He's a great man with a great morals, and we have a healthy relationship, but he often goes about his day without communicating with me and changes plans last minute. We'll have plans to do something, and so I get ready and call him an hour to a couple hours after we say we're going to hang out, and then he tells me he can't anymore. It really bothers me because we've had this conversation multiple times. I don't know what to do because I feel like it's such a stupid thing to break up for, but it just keeps on happening. It also bugs me that he doesn't really chase me, but he's super affectionate with me while we're together. I'm just confused. Wow, like we've been on a roll, babe. Like we'll read one and then the next one has to do with it. Mm-hmm. We're like, this guy is doing the same thing that the other guy was doing, but in a healthy way.
Yeah.
No, this guy is doing what the other girl should be doing.
Yeah.
Which is live your own life separately. And girl, look, you say he's a great man and he's affectionate towards you in person, blah, blah, blah. So that means obviously that he loves and cares for you, right? And besides the changing plans last minute, that's kind of weird. But maybe he has a reason for it. But let's ignore that for a bit. Then he's living his own life and he's making you actually miss him subconsciously. Where like the other girl was just codependent and the guy was being like super bad. Like this guy's just living his own life and making you kind of like, chase him. Like you still love him and you're like, I don't know why I love. So that's the thing.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, as we grow up, we know that people aren't on their phones 24/7. People are out there like doing their own thing, and maybe his love language isn't texting 24/7, you know, like, and it's good because like the way that I put it now, it's like if you text all day, every minute of the day, and then you see each other there at the end of the day, what do you talk about? If you already know what they did, you already know where they went, what they ate, you know?
Yeah.
So if he doesn't like texting all day, that's fine. If he's still like, if he doesn't text you at all, you can be like, hey, I would love for you to be like, good morning, have a good day. I'll talk to you when I can. Instead of like just not talking to you all day. If he already does that and he'll only shoots you a couple messages a day, that's good because as Jonathan said, he's making you miss him and you guys are fairly new into the relationship and it hasn't been as long. Now that changes, you know, when you move in and like, I hate to be like our parents, but like they say, todo a su tiempo. So right now you guys are just in that early relationship where you're still doing your own thing, he's still doing his own thing. At the end of the day, you hang out and you like talk about everything, you know? So it's about changing plans. If he has a good reason, like I don't know, like
maybe he has like a really good job or something.
Yeah,
busy job.
or maybe he's not telling you like
he takes care of his family.
I was about to say that. I was like that he has to like take care of his siblings or that he has to go take his mom somewhere or that he has to do something. So you can talk to him and communicate to him about that and just be like, hey, I would really love that if you don't know if we can hang out that day, just don't tell me until you know for sure so that I don't get ready and wait for you. You know, just kind of put it that way. Maybe he does have
another girlfriend.
Bro, how are you going to go that full 360 change?
No, I'm just saying like, you know, we're not on this guy's side either. Yeah, I'm just saying that what I'm trying to say is that every relationship, every person is different, girl. So you just said that you got out of a different relationship, right? Like, right? That's what she said? Mm-hmm. So maybe you're in your head, you're subconsciously comparing this guy to your ex.
Yes.
So you're like, my ex always had time for me. My ex always
But he was toxic and he wanted to see what I was doing 24/7.
Yeah, my ex always texted me. Yeah, because what, was he a bum? Was he a bum compared to this guy? You know, so every guy is going to be different. Don't be comparing one relationship to another.
Yeah, and if you don't have any more complaints other than that, that's an easy fix. For one, the texting, okay, that's on you and be like, okay, like shoot me a couple messages a day as long as I get to talk to you a little bit. And then, yeah, just talk to him about the canceling plans because these are just two easy fixes, honestly, unless he like forever does it and then you realize like, oh, actually he was going to go see the other girl.
Yeah, because, I mean, you're 7-8 months in. That time, you know, I just wanted to be glued to you, babe.
Yeah.
So canceling plans is kind of weird. But
I always canceled plans.
Age matters too. Like, say I hadn't met you and I'm dating at 25 years old, I wouldn't be like that. Like, fuck that. Being like, no, hell no. Like,
or like canceling plans either. Like your whole life is already planned out. So it's like, can you hang out today or not? You know? But things do pop up, and maybe it's coincidence that he has been canceling a lot of plans. But, you know, just talk to him. Maybe he has a
kid and you don't know because he's like, if I tell her I have a kid, then she's not going to date me. Yeah. You know, so Maybe he has a whole nother family and you're just
God
a
damn, babe, you
piece
don't
and-
gotta come at her like that.
Just
either.
kidding, girl. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for sending your advice. Hopefully that helped.
Yes.
And if it didn't, we're not professionals. I'm sorry. My mom is. Viving Cares Foundation
Oh my
does have
God.
professionals that will help you, okay? So thank you guys so much for listening yet again. You guys support us wherever we are. We're on the 17th floor of a hotel in the middle of LA. And next week we'll be in our living room. And then the week after that, we'll be somewhere else probably. So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys for everything. Thank you for all the love, the birthday wishes, and just, all the DMs and all the likes and all the views. We love you guys so much. And without you, we wouldn't be here. So thank you. And we'll see you next Friday.
Later.
Yay Networks.